All right. Good evening. Before we get started, I want to mention that you're all getting this acknowledgement that this meeting is being recorded. Happy New Year, my fellow Toastmasters guests and honorary guests. Welcome to our first 2021 meeting. I'm looking forward to this having another fabulous year and another awesome meeting. My name is Ray Melendez, and I will serve tonight as your Sergeant at Arms. Before we get started, I'll have to say, let's do our best to avoid all distractions while we have this meeting. And I just turned my phone off. Let's continue with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now let's pass this meeting on to our chapter president, Shastri Stewart.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you so much for doing that. And Happy New Year to everyone. Welcome back, Wellington Toastmasters. And I am privileged and happy to be your president for 2021. And I'm excited to see the growth that we pursue this year. We do have a new member, Diana, who will be coming on board to the family. So congratulations, Diana, for joining such a superb team. And I want to welcome our dignitary, Area Director, Jan Green, for always being present and being delightful, as always. I see that we do have one guest, John DeMont. John, if you can tell us who recommended our club to you and what you, well, we'll catch that on the back end. Just tell us how you heard about us.
Well, thanks for inviting me, Michelle Gonzalez. I work with her. I've known her for almost 2 decades now, and she mentioned she's part of this new group, Toastmasters. So I am here to check it out, and thanks for having me.
Awesome, awesome. And thank you, Michelle, for actually introducing and inviting John to our club. We really do appreciate it. Again, we're trying to invite new members and new guests on a weekly basis. So if you know someone that might benefit from our Toastmasters program, please let them know. You don't know if they are interested unless you ask. So please do ask. All right, so I'll move on to our mission statement. And John, I will be backtracking and asking you feedback in regards to the meeting. And that's after the end. All right, our mission statement states to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence. And that's why we're here. Now I'll pass on our meeting over to our Toastmaster of the day, Micheline Nembart. Micheline?
Thank you, President. How are you? Good night, everyone. Or I should say good evening. As Toastmaster today, I serve as your Master of Ceremonies. For the benefit of our guests and new members, a traditional Toastmaster meeting has 3 sections: formal speeches, table topics, and evaluation. The theme of our meeting is new discoveries. Why not? After the year we have had in 2020, we need to accept and look for new things that we want to grow at and new things that we can embrace. So look for the new discoveries and work your way throughout the next 12 months of the year. Please use the chat feature on your devices to provide feedback to the speakers and functionaries during this meeting. Send a private chat, not to everyone, to the speakers with 1 to 2 areas that you enjoy and 1 to 2 areas they could be improved. Throughout the meeting, our members have the opportunity to practice their listening skills. Also critical thinking and management skills by serving in various roles. This evening, we have Toastmaster Gary Newbert, who is filling in for 2 roles this evening. Gary, please explain the role of our counter and grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, everyone. The first role, as the R counter, my purpose is to note any word or sound used as a crutch by anyone during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections. Tonight, I will use a flashlight for any interjections or crutch words that are used. The second role this evening as grammarian is the role of the grammarian is to help people improve their grammar and word use. Being grammarian provides an exercise in expanding listening skills. I have several responsibilities: to introduce new words to members, to comment on the language used during the course of the meeting, and to provide examples of eloquence. The word of the day this evening is revelation. Revelation is a noun. It means an act of revealing to view or making known. Used in a sentence, the revelation that it is a new year should give us a sense of excitement. I encourage anyone speaking during the course of the meeting to use revelation, our word of the day. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gary. Toastmaster Ray Melendez, please explain the role as general timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Micheline. I'm responsible for monitoring the time for each speaker. I operate the timing signal to indicate speech length. Timing begins with the first definite verbal or nonverbal communication with the audience. As a general timer, whoever is speaking and has control of the meeting, please pay attention to the red color on my background that I will set. That means that it is time to wrap up where you are, quickly, professionally, and as efficiently as possible. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ray. Toastmaster Connie Andrews, please explain your role as general evaluator.
Good evening, Wellington Toastmasters. And Toastmaster of the day, Micheline. If one thinks of a club meeting as a project, then think of the general evaluator as a quality control manager. I will be commenting on the overall flow of today's meeting and giving you back some feedback. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Connie. The first section of our meeting is formal speeches, which are prepared speeches based on specific projects in our Pathways program. This evening, we have 2 speakers. Yes! Looking forward to hearing these ladies talk. Toastmaster Shastri Stewart, please give us the project plan for the first speaker.
Absolutely, Madam Toastmaster. So I will be evaluating our first speaker, Sujana, and she's actually working from Pathways Presentation Mastery, and her project is L2 Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech. The purpose of the speech is to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shastri. Timer, please demonstrate the timing signal. It's 5 to 7 minutes.
Toastmaster of the day, I'll display a green background at 5 minutes. I will display I will display a yellow one at 6 minutes and a red card background at 7 minutes. I'll clap off the speaker at 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, timer. Toastmaster Suzanne Tilladar. Title of the speech is Mentors That Made a Difference. Susanna will be sharing with us about the mentors who made an impact on her. Susanna?
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? Mentoring. What is mentoring? As I was trying to find a perfect quote on this, I did stumble on a perfect quote for tonight by John Crosby. He said, mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push in the right direction. I really had to do some soul searching to see in my life, is there anybody in my life who had come or who is in my life who fit these 3 criteria? Fortunately, I'm grateful that there are 2 people in my life who fit all these 3 criteria. Good evening, my fellow Toastmaster. Tonight, I would be sharing with you about the mentors and their impact in my life. I have 2 mentors that I really look up to. First is Debbie Dowdett. Debbie and I go way back. I have known Debbie for over 10 years now. I had opportunity to work with Debbie twice, not just once, twice in my career. First time when I met Debbie, I was fresh out of college. I was naive and young. She was very good and had a strong personality, and I was intimidated, but I really learned good principle, solid principle of quality assurance in IT from Debbie, which I still use today. And second time around when I met Debbie, that's when she really made an impact in me. I saw Debbie in a different limelight. I saw her fighting for quality folks, making sure that quality had a seat at the table, fighting with other leaders. I don't want to use the word fight, but that's what I saw. It's hard to be a quality person, right? Usually quality comes in when it's ready to go to production. But Debbie always made sure that if you want a quality product, if you want a quality service, bring us in when you are making decisions. I saw her doing that, and it was very inspirational to me, and I still carry that today. Another big difference that she made was the way I saw myself as a quality person. She often used to say, regardless of where you guys go, which company you work for, quality folks are going to be always outnumbered. You're going to be less and somebody else is going to be there in majority. So you really have to fight for quality. And what she was trying to teach me and other folks was like, you really make a difference if you know how to use your skill set, right? The reason why you bring value to the table is the way you think, and you have to communicate it. And that's the only way you can make an impact. So I felt like I was underestimating my impact that I can make as a quality person. And I give credit to Debbie that because of her, I became a lifelong quality advocate, and I really enjoyed. And I cannot tell you how many people I have also tried to inspire the same way Debbie did to me, especially in quality. Another person that I want to talk about tonight is Jim Moore. Jim is my current boss. Jim came like 3 years ago in the company that I was working when he first came in. I wasn't too sure about Jim. Usually whenever I had a supervisor coming in, they would come and help give you solution. But Jim's style was a little different. Anytime I brought up challenges, he would often ask the question back to me, which was frustrating in the beginning. He would ask the questions like, what do you think we should do about it? How do you think we should approach this? But little did I know what Jim was trying to teach me. He really pushed all of us to find the solution, digging stuff, finding the information, right? And after that, he empowered us to make the decision based on our finding. How awesome is that? So in this process, what I learned was my own potential, doing all the digging and making decisions, standing on my own feet. That was the process that Jim was trying to teach. And in this process, another thing that I understood was there is no boundaries. You are the person who put yourself in a box. If you have the right attitude, the goals that you want to achieve, sky is the limit. That's what Jim Moore taught me. Another important thing that Jim Moore taught me was when I had self-doubt, he trusted me, and that meant a lot. And overall, like, you know, I give Jim credit for helping me find my passion, which is same as his, and making a difference. I love developing people and helping them understand their true potential. So both of my mentors, Debbie Dowdett and Jim Moore, they fit right in where John Crosby was saying, they are the people I go to pick their brains. They always find time for me, regardless of how busy they are. And every time I finish talking to them, I feel like either I am going in the right direction or they help me stir in the right direction. They are my guiding light. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Susanna. That was awesome. You said there is no boundaries. The sky is the limit. That is so correct. I just say that you radiated throughout the whole speech. You were so relaxed. So thank you. That meant your expression let us feel that they were very important to you. So thank you for that speech. Moving on to our second speaker, Toastmaster Jan Green. Please give us the project plan for our second speaker.
My pleasure, Madam Toastmaster of the evening. Our speaker, Toastmaster Micheline Gonzalez, chose a path which is presentation mastery. Tonight, she's going to give a 5 to 7 minute speech. The purpose of her path, presentation mastery, is to present a speech on any topic and receive feedback and apply that feedback in her second speech. I am going to ask our Toastmaster of the evening to present Michelle and talk about her speech title this time. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jan Green. Speech title from Michelle Gonzalez, My Carnival 2020 Experience. Carnival in 2020, I want to hear about this. Introduction. Anything about me? This is a presentation of a life-changing experience. Toastmaster Michelle Gonzalez.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, dignitaries and guests. When was your last vacation? Think back with me as you relished the opportunity to get away from the mundane work life. The zing you felt as you prepared for that day, the buzz of excitement as the day drew nearer, the pit in your stomach you felt. Can you imagine that with me for a minute? I know COVID took away that from us, but this will be my revelation and my experience. Come with me as I share a glimpse of my Carnival 2020 experience. Are you hearing me? My apologies. My vacation to Trinidad and Tobago was, in my experience, my much anticipated nirvana of the year 2020. Our suitcases were packed like a full bus, filled with gifts for my family, a few alluring outfits for me, and tropical team shirts for my husband. We were going to have a whale of a time. Along for the trip were my two in-laws. They were carnival virgins. For us, this trip was salubrious, good for the body and mind. The itinerary was detailed and included all the famous tourist attractions and especially the famous street foods of Trinidad. Doubles, roti. We were gonna drink coconut water. On Carnival Monday and Tuesday, we were gonna hit the road and jump up until it hurt. And on Wednesday, it was the Carnival cool down beach line. That was Ash Wednesday. Trinidad and Tobago is synonymous with Carnival. We thrive on this 2-day celebration and invite everyone to come and free up themselves. Born out of a combination of slavery and religion, it is somewhat like Fat Tuesday in New Orleans, but on steroids. The revelry of the masqueraders in their glamorous, glittering costumes, coupled with the pulsating soca music, invite you to dance and shake it off. What a stress reliever. What a year starter. We landed, unpacked, and immediately started to plan for the next day. In the middle of the planning and distributing of gifts, my 29-year-old nephew bolted in and dove right into my arms. Auntie Michelle, I'm so glad you're here. I love you. He hugged me so hard, it knocked the wind out of me. As we embraced, we both broke down into sentimental tears. You see, the day of my arrival was also the anniversary of his mother's passing. Nicholas bore a lot of grief. His mother passed, his dad died, and his sister. Our tearful eruption was perforated by my mother's bravado tone. Michelle, you did not come to Trinidad to remember, you came to forget. And with that, we busted out laughing. That was my house. Without missing a beat, we could laugh at anything at any given moment. Our plans continued. We were going to town to show our friends and our guests around. We spent the next 24 hours jumping up to the scintillating beats of soca and calypso music. We had our fill of scantily clad masqueraders in sequins and flesh-colored fishnets. The street foods, I might add, did not disappoint. Nicholas was our tour guide for the day. His presence was both entertaining and helpful. My connection to Nick that day was ethereal. I just had this eerie feeling I should keep him close to me. You see, Carnival can be a panacea for people who are sad, lonely, and just want to forget about their troubles for a brief moment. It is, though, an exhilarating experience that gives you a euphoric feeling. You just want to be happy and carefree those couple of days before you recoil. We were having the best time. We were present and in the moment. As night drenched the streets of Port of Spain, we headed home. The parties and celebration continued, but we were satiated, wet, and exhausted. We said our casual goodbyes and separated that day to come back the next day. At 11:30 that night, we received a distress call. Michelle, come, something has happened. We raced to our mother's home only to find out that Nicholas was brutally murdered that evening. The carnival sound became a cacophony. Joy gave way to mourning. An indescribable grief overtook me. I was in shock and unable to process the event. This egregious crime, how could I explain it? Our guest came to Trinidad for the first time. The carnival celebration and all our escapades faded amidst this tragedy. I could not believe Nicholas was gone. My plans for a joyous vacation were replaced with sorrow and grief. In the days that crawled ahead, sleep defied me, and I became devoid of anger. We laid Nicholas to rest. In retrospect, that was my reason, his season, and my reality. His 24 hours were with us. As COVID took hold of this entire world, we were brought to its knees. What have you been able to distill from this experience? What changes are you going to effect in 2011? I pray that it is with anticipation, not trepidation, with love and resolve. So this is what I say to 2021. Welcome, come in, sit down, and don't touch a thing. Toastmasters of the day.
Toastmaster Michelle, that was breathtaking. I must say you played the part so graciously. I love the sequence. I love the music. I didn't hear the music, but I knew exactly what they were playing because I was like moving in my head. So thank you for that. And thank you for taking us along the journey. Great speech. We are going to move on. And timer, what is our time status for our speakers this evening?
All were within the allotted time. We gave a little bit of time for Michelle because she ran into some technical difficulties on there.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wright. Are we going to do the vote now or at the end?
We can do the vote now.
Okay. We will do the poll.
Launching now. Five, four, three, two, one. Ending the polls.
At this time, just a reminder to give feedback to the speakers doing the private chat. Any 1 to 2 things that you like about their speech and 1 to 2 things that they could have improved. So thank you so much for that. We are going to move on to our second section of our meeting with table topics. This is an opportunity for members to develop their extemporaneous speaking skills. This is impromptu speaking. Guests, which is John, are you willing to participate this evening?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you so much. Toastmaster Sonia Garate is our topic master. Sonia?
Toastmaster of the day. The topics master gives members who are not assigned a significant speaking role the chance to speak. Since most of us are doing roles tonight, you may get called on even if you are doing a role. So get prepared. I challenge each member to speak and respond with a 1 to 2 minute impromptu talk. Please try and speak at least until 1 minute and possibly up to 2. And tonight I have something a bit different since we have a new year. Our theme is new discoveries. So I challenge you to take a new perspective, which means that I will ask the same question to all of you, but I ask you to answer from the perspective that I will share. So the same question that will be asked of all of you tonight is, Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year. From the perspective of a 12-year-old. Sister Diana.
Hello, everyone. So, a new discovery from a perspective of a 12-year-old. This year has been very different, and I didn't get to see a lot of my friends, but going into school this year, I hope that I will be able to make new friends and keep them, as we weren't able to see each other or speak as much in the last couple of months. The last year, we were kept at home. We didn't get to go outside and play. And well, nowadays we just play video games anyway, but I want to play video games with my friends in the same room. So hopefully this year I'll get to make new friends and join new teams and just be able to go outside and play a sport. I'm hoping to be able to discover something new, a new activity that I really enjoy. However, I did discover that I enjoy puzzles, but I don't want to stay inside anymore. So I hope to be able to go outside soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Diana. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year. From the perspective of someone celebrating in Australia, Toastmaster Woodland. From the perspective of someone celebrating in Australia.
Someone celebrating from Australia. I would say I've been staying inside for quite some time now, except for work.
So you can think of a special moment from the holidays. So you can think of maybe how the holidays might be different in Australia.
In Australia, yeah, back to you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Woodland. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year from the perspective of 30 years in the future. So that is 2051. From 30 years in the future, our guest, John DeMont.
Well, thank you. New discovery from the perspective of 30 years in the future. Well, in the year 2051, I was surprised to see the new revelation in the cars. The new cars in the year 2051 actually made breakfast for you as well. So you running late for work, you get up, you don't have time to eat, right? No, you do have time. You get in your car, you punch in the coordinates, because everything is automated, and you can spin around and cook eggs and bacon on a hot plate. Now imagine driving to work 60 miles an hour and you're flipping flapjacks. It was astounding to see the technology of the year 2051. And even with all the advancements in the automotive industry and in the healthcare industry, kids still had to be home before the streetlights came on. So that is my revelation of the year 2051, of the new discovery of eating in your car. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had more time. I'm sorry, I missed that.
No, that's fine, John. Thank you. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year. From the perspective of the US in the 1950s. From the perspective of the US in the 1950s. Toastmaster Connie Andrews. You're on mute, Connie.
It's 1955 and I'm 5 years old. And I love Christmas and the holidays because I get lots of presents and I get to open them up, and my mommy and daddy, they let me open up one present at midnight on Christmas Eve, but that's it. And then they make me go to bed and I don't get it. Why can't I stay up with the grown-ups? But I gotta go to bed, and then the next day, because I'm a good girl, then Santa Claus comes. And I'm 5 years old and it's the 1950s, and I get to watch TV, and my mommy and daddy take me shopping, and we get to go to the park, and my brother keeps bothering me all the time and I keep telling on him, and I gotta go to school and I gotta grow up and be a grown-up. So I don't know, but that's what it is in the 1950s. I know a lot of things are gonna happen, but that's the way it is right now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Connie. I knew I could always count on you to put it to life and bring the action. Timer, do we have time for more? One more, lovely, okay. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year from the perspective of someone who knows that this holiday and this new year will likely be their last. So from the perspective of someone who is probably in their 90s and they think this holiday, this new year might be their last. Toastmaster Heon Green.
I have lived a wonderful life so far. I am 85 years old. I know I don't have much time left. Indeed, doctors are telling me that this year is going to be my last year. I'm fine with that, by the way. As I said, I have lived a wonderful life, no regrets. I went to all the places in the world I wanted to go with my loved ones, because I often took my children and my grandchildren, and of course, the spouses. It was the best time of my life to enjoy that intimate family time while enjoying the nature that God has made for us. No regrets. Again, when I think about my last year, I couldn't help thinking, what is it that I wanted to accomplish more before I leave this earth for the next world? I want to share more love with the friends and family members and the people around me. After all, don't we say love is something that goes around and around? The more we give, the more we get. That's what I want to do in the last year of my life. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Heon Green. And
we do have time for one more.
Okay, perfect.
If you have it.
I do. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year from the perspective of a celebrity. Any celebrity that you can think of. From the perspective of a celebrity. Toastmaster Shastri Stewart.
How did I know I was going to get this question? Good evening, Madam Table Topics Master, members and guests. How would, in my perspective, as a celebrity, I would see 2020? Is that what we're talking about? Could you just repeat it one more time?
Sure. Share a special moment from the holidays or a new discovery you are looking forward to in the new year.
Oh, perfect. All right. So I'll choose sharing a special something that happened this holiday season. So I was all excited about getting my nephew an Xbox, the new Xbox Series S. And my wife and I spent 2 hours online trying to reserve one of those Xbox. And come that day to give the gift to my nephew, he opens it up and his face is, I kind of knew. I'm like, what? Do you understand what we had to do to get you that gift? I don't think you really understood. So it really hurt me kind of because I felt like he didn't appreciate the gift. And he texted me the following morning. He said, Uncle, you know, I'm very sorry. I know how hard you worked to get that Xbox for me, and I really do appreciate it. But the best thing that happened, though, is when I got my little niece a Game Boy. Her reaction was incredible. Now, she was afraid of me to begin with. She's 4 years old. She never gave me a hug. She gave me like 6 hugs when I gave her that Game Boy. And it just showed me that different perspective. One doesn't appreciate it, and the other appreciates it so much. So that was my special moment for this year. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shastri. And timer, at this time, could you tell us if all of our table topic speakers were within time?
All speakers were within the allotted time.
Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Micheline.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sonia. That was awesome. I was happy I wasn't called. Are we ready to do the poll, or can we want to do it at the end?
After the evaluations?
Okay, perfect. Thank you. We are moving to our final section of that's called evaluation. This part, I'm sorry. This part is where we not vote. This is the section where we look for instant feedback. Toastmaster Connie Andrews, please come forward, or it's your section to do our general evaluator. I just totally messed that up. This is our third section, is evaluations, instant feedback. Toastmaster Connie Andrews as our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nemhard. Let's see, may I please, do we do the timers for the table topics? Timers report on the table topics. You said everybody was on time.
Oh, we did that.
We did that. Timer, Ray Melendez, please demonstrate the timing signals for the speech evaluators.
At 2 minutes, I will raise the green background right here. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will change it to a yellow background. And at 3 minutes, I will have a red background.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melendez. Evaluating Toastmaster Sujana Tulahar is Toastmaster Shastri Stewart. Please welcome Toastmaster Shastri Stewart.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dignitaries and guests. Good evening. Now I'll be evaluating Sujana. I believe this is Sujana's 4th or 5th speech. And Sujana, you provided an intro to the Toastmaster. That's always very good to do, to give us some insight on what you will be talking about. You started with a quote to really grasp our attention with John Crosby. Was mentoring is a brain to pick, an ear to listen, and a push to the right direction. Very powerful quote that actually went with your speech. You also gave us a summary. You told us what you were going to talk about to whet our appetite, sort of. You were extremely well structured. Whenever you give a speech, you're very well structured, very organized. I felt like your speech was public speaking 101 and how to give a proper speech. You had your points, you had your mentors 1 and 2, everything was well structured. You also used the best form of giving a speech to get people engaged, and that's by telling stories, giving us that history about that person so that we could connect with them more. I thought that was very effective. You told us about Debbie and what she taught you and the type of person she was and how she tried to help other people in the community. I thought that was very powerful. You said that you learned from Debbie making a difference is if you know how to use your skill set. So it's important to know how to use your skill set. And then you spoke about Jim. Now, Jim is a process guy. He's all about the process. And we learned that because you are very effective in your storytelling. Jim also told us not to put yourself in a box, so don't put yourself in a box. Your vocal variety, though, was exquisite, very powerful. I felt the words. you emphasize on certain words as well that you really wanted to highlight. I thought that was great. Okay. Now, since this is evaluation, I have to give you something to improve for next time. I couldn't find much, but I found two. One, I thought that you could have used maybe a third mentor to really match your quote, so you could tie the speech a little bit better. Because the quote is, mentoring is a brain to pick, that's one, an ear to listen, that's two, and a push to the right direction. So you could have used it to tie that quote together. Also, if you could use a little bit more pauses, pause to add more suspense to bring us in a little bit more. All in all, whenever you deliver a speech, you're always delightful. Your smile is as wide as the Nile and very, very deliberate and on point. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shastri Stewart. Evaluating speaker number 2, Michelle Gonzalez-Hill, is high on green. High on green, evaluating Michelle Gonzalez-Hill.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests, John and Diana, but of course, especially Michelle. I always look forward to our Monday meetings. And tonight, it was more special for me because I knew I was going to evaluate Michelle, really. Michelle did a lot of things right. Do you know, by the way, this is her only second speech? This is a second speech. And yet, she deployed so many Toastmaster techniques and she used them well. Her voice, the speed of her speech, her diction. Don't you love that slight accent that she sometimes let us taste? Everything she did was to the high standard that Toastmaster requires. I am going to highlight 3 things that she did very well. 1, lexicon. The second one, her body language. The third one is the background, the technical side of it. The lexicon, I stopped writing. Michelle, do you memorize Oxford Dictionary in your spare time? Oh my goodness, Nirvana, Carnival Virgins, salubrious. Do you know what salubrious means? I had to Google real quick. It means healthy. Sentimental tears, scintillating, anticipation, trepidation, you name it. I mean, she used all the language, the vocabulary that I don't even know. Her lexicon was impressive. The second point, the second strength that she exhibited in her speech was the body language. Right away, when she wanted to get our attention, she came straight, close to the camera, and she said, "When was your last vacation?" And she said, "Come with me as I share." And did you notice when she was saying alluring outfit? You noticed it, didn't you? OMG, you did so well. And the technical side, whether you had to learn to put that in your background or whether you were so tech savvy, this was your second nature, nonetheless, is impressive. And I was truly impressed by your mastery of that presentation. That also becomes the weakness. So here are 2 things that I wanted to point out to you to make your presentation even better going forward. I would have liked you to alert the Toastmaster of the evening to change the view to speaker view. I was watching that wonderful background on the gallery view, on that tiny little screen. I forgot to change it to speaker view. So it would have been nice if you had alerted. And second one, of course, was matching the content of your speech to the background. When you were talking about the murder of Nicholas, there was still the carnival scene going in the background. I look forward to many more wonderful speeches from you, Michelle. Well done.
So at this time, thank you, Toastmaster Hyon. Let's call for the grammarian report. Gary Newper, may I please have the grammarian report?
General evaluator. The word revelation was properly used one time during the meeting today. Good job to our guest for doing that. I heard the following grammatical errors during the meeting. Sky is the limit. Should probably have been the sky is the limit. Took away that from us. Should be took that away from us. And then what is it that I wanted to accomplish more? Could be what more is there that I wanted to accomplish? Notable words and phrases. I could probably rewrite Michelle's speech. I stopped writing after one or two, but Michelle, you did an outstanding job with notable words and phrases, and I heard lots of our previous words of the day in your speech as well, so great job on that. That mentoring is a brain to pick. The zing you felt. My much anticipated nirvana, and welcome, come in, and don't touch a thing. And then driving to work at 50 miles an hour while flipping flapjacks. I like that. That concludes my grammarian's report. General evaluator.
So at this time, thank you, Toastmaster Gary Newper. And you are also double dipping tonight as A-counter. May we please have the A-counter report?
General evaluator. The total number of fillers used by the club today was 19. The most fillers used by a member was 6. The most commonly used filler word today is and it was used 11 times. The following Toastmasters did not use any filler words during the meeting. Toastmaster Michelle, Toastmaster Sonia, and our guest John. That concludes my R-Counters report, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gary Newper. So at this time, I'm going to do an evaluation of the overall report. I'm also going to comment on the evaluators. So Shastri, you continue to be the revelation when you evaluate a speech. I can always see that you're listening intently and you're using that Oreo cookie method that we love. You give the speaker such great feedback to help them as well as us improve every time. And it's so motivating because there's always improvements to be made, but I think after your evaluation, you always remember more of the good that you're talking about. So it's a great skill that you have. I think Shastri and Hyon, we're all great evaluators, but I think everybody will agree they're probably two of the best evaluators that our club has. And Hyon, you're another revelation showing every week that you get to speak the high standards that we are trying to develop here in the Wellington Toastmasters, in hopes that not only do we learn from tonight, but that we as Toastmasters use our skills every single day until the following Monday. Our meeting started on time. Our guest, John Dumont, was welcomed. Our dignitary, Hyon Green, we're so proud of you, was acknowledged. Toastmaster always led in our applause, Micheline. And there were great transitions between our speeches, from one speech right to the next. The meeting, I believe, will end on time. The theme was stated. Topics were appropriate for the audience. Members were called in appropriate order as far as for table topics. I see an improvement every week. And I see that Woodland isn't here anymore, but I will talk to him tomorrow. You know, and even Woodland, he continues to improve. And sometimes we improve in big bites, and other time we improve in little steps. As long as there's an improvement, that's all we're looking for. And I think every one of us had a great improvement this evening. Okay, so this concludes the evaluation section of our meeting. Please welcome back our Toastmaster, Micheline Nemhard. Micheline.
Thank you, Toastmaster Connie. Thank you for that evaluation of our meeting this evening. May I have the timer's report on the speech evaluations, please?
All evaluators were within the allotted time.
Thank you. Are we ready to launch the poll?
We are ready. 1 second. And I am ending the poll in 3, 2, 1. All right.
Thank you, Ray. Now we are at the final part of our meeting. Do we have the awards, or you want to? All right, go right ahead.
All right, our first place speaker. First place goes to Michelle Gonzalez.
Awesome, thank you.
And for also. For first place evaluator, drum roll, Hyon Green. And for table topics, our first place winner is Connie Andrews.
Thank you for that results, and congratulations to all 3 of our speakers this evening. You will be receiving your ribbon in email. At this time, it was my pleasure of hosting our first meeting for 2021. Yay! Thank you all for your participation. Thank you for signing up for the very last minute. It has been my pleasure to serve as your Toastmaster today. Please welcome back our club president, Toastmaster Shastri Story.
Thank you, Micheline. Thank you so much. And thank you for stepping up to be the first person to host our meeting. So we really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Put your hands together for our Toastmaster of the day, Micheline. Did an awesome job. All right, I know that we trying to stay within our time. Should be ending at 8:05. So I have a few things, but before I do, let me just get back to our guest, John DeMont. So John, if you could tell us, give us some feedback about our meeting tonight.
Well, thanks again for inviting me, for having me, allowing me to join your discussion. I never knew that there was a Toastmasters group, and it's, you know, this revelation today. This is really eye-opening, and I really feel that I see the need, I see the benefit of having such a group. In my college years that I'm doing now, there are times where we're made to give presentations, and public speaking is something that we always do. I'm a salesman by trade, so I feel like I'm public speaking from morning till night. But it's good to see a forum where people can come together and share ideas. I find it fascinating that all these people all come from different industries, different walks of life, but we can still fill up 2 hours pretty quickly. I also really enjoy the formalities, the titles, the Toastmaster and Toastmaster General, and I think it sounds proper. I feel underdressed, and I think this is a really good group, and I hope to be back.
Love to have you again.
Thank you, John. Thank you, and feel free to join us next week, same time. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you so much. And also, if you'd like to talk to our VP of membership after the meeting, you could stay on, and she'll discuss with you any questions that you have. She'll answer any questions. A few announcements. We do have an international and table topics contest. The international contest is on the 18th of January, and the table topics is on the 25th. So Shay will be the contest chair for the international contest, and Sonia will be the contest chair for the table topics on the 25th. So they do need helpers, and they do need speakers. So if you've done 3 speeches, you're able to participate. So sign up if you can, so that we can have a productive meeting. Also, please invite guests. Thank you, Michelle, for inviting John today. But we do appreciate that. But if we can, try to invite as many guests as we can, so that we can grow the club, continue growing the club. All right. I think that is it. If there's nothing else, we're at 8:05. I adjourn the meeting. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Good one.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Good night, Connie. Awesome job.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Awesome sauce. It's 8:05. We could go ahead and
Michelle
start.
blew me away. That was a speech.
Oh, she was fabulous. Yeah, she was fabulous. Yeah, she has a lot of energy, man, and she's very confident. And wow, man, wow.
I was like, what is wrong with your public speaking? I was like, you have no issues with public speaking.
Well,
she's good. I mean,
she gets to practice here with us and at her church where she speaks.
Oh.
But
very
she's
good. Yeah, I love that she brought change of clothes to change when she talked about the death, and she put the black thing on. And yeah, I just gave her a suggestion that maybe whenever you change that way, you just bring down the tone a little bit, because she is still in her excited moment when she spoke about the death. We're just bringing it down a little. But she was amazing, man. Amazing. All right, so a few things I wanted to talk about, which is our contest that we really have to get going. Sonia, have you done any reaching out to any of the members to fill any spots?
No, I guess I wasn't clear on if I should be doing that, or folks will just sign up on the agenda. Or should I send an email out? I could do that. I could send an email out.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Yeah, I think we want to give people ample time to make a decision. Maybe they have to write a speech or, prepare.
Well, table topics is just to sign
up.
You're
right. Yeah, table topics, for an international contest.
So, okay, I'll still send an email out encouraging them and reminding them of the date that we won't have a regular meeting.
Yeah. So that's the international is the first one, right?
Is the first one, yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure I have the agenda correctly. Yeah. So that's the 18th.
The 18th, yes. All right.
I'm sorry. Sticking on that point, I guess I was trying out some ideas for the table topics contest. Can I get maybe some of your feedback about
sure.
questions from tonight?
Yeah, of course. The questions for tonight I thought were very good. I like how you structured it. I really did. And I was like, man, I know she's going to call me.
And you didn't answer the question.
No, he answered anyway he wanted to.
Well, no, you said it could either be either or, wasn't it?
Oh, I know.
Either or, I thought.
It was from a celebrity point of view.
With the point of view, the perspective was from a celebrity point of view.
Yeah, no, those. I mean, I'm already a celebrity. I wanted to spice it up a little bit, No, but I thought the questions were very good, though.
Yeah. Ray, what did you think? Was different. It too long? Do you think it made sense?
I actually liked it. I did
like it. It was creative.
Because I guess my only concern was that it was such a long prompt, folks forget once I'm finished.
Right.
Yeah, but
I
think what you can do.
I would have probably, but I mean, I think even that, I mean, when you did, I even asked if you go about probably by the third speaker, you already heard it already 3 times. You just have to know from which perspective it is. I think maybe the first one, and the first one itself, I right away pictured, while I was writing the names down and everything else, I was able to, I think it was fine.
And Micheline, you were going to say something? Thanks, Ray.
I think you could say from the perspective of first. So they start to put it in their mind. Okay, I'm talking about a girl, a 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and then give the topic. That's how I like that. I think that would have come across a little, because once you said it, they kind of lost track of what they have to say.
Yeah.
And then putting in perspective of the person, of the age bracket or the century. I really wanted to hear John, and I told him I'm pretty sure his comments topic was really good, but most of it was mumbled. So he said he will use better headphones next time.
Yeah,
but I like the fact that he participated.
And so enthusiastically, yes.
Yeah. No, he did a great job. And then the second thing on the agenda, well, next week I really want to really look back at our club mission statement and the club plan and see where we are currently. I know that Joan actually sent me some information. I need to get it updated, but I believe we hovering around select distinguish, which is above distinguish. Most of the other achievements that we need to attain is educational. So people completing, pathways, So I think we have a couple 3s, a couple 2s, a couple 1s, that we need to have in there. And then also our officer training. We have 3. So with the makeup, Shay said she'll attend. Sonia, will you attend the one in February, the makeup?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
okay.
I know I missed it. And it's my last chance, right?
Yes, that's the makeup one. So we should be, once you attend that and Shay attends it, we should be at 5. We only need 4. So we'll meet that goal. Members, I know that we add Diana, we added Woodland, we added,
that's it.
What's his name? Mike, huh?
That's it. Only Woodland and Diana as our 2 new members.
No, what about Mike's brother?
He hasn't. No, he has not. He said he was waiting for Mike. I'm not sure if Mike is the one paying for it. I'm not sure what's going on there. He said that he's waiting for Mike to help him. I have asked how I can support him, but he said he's waiting for Mike. So I'll reach out again to him, but he has not.
Right.
Yeah.
But Michelle, did Michelle join before June?
No, Michelle joined in October, I think. Yeah. We already did her induction.
So she's another one.
We did her induction already.
Yeah, so that's 3 then. So we'll just need one more, because you need 4, to meet that goal. Okay. So we just need one more new member, and then we'll hit that goal too. So I think we're doing pretty well.
Oh, and Ray, could you stop the recording, please? Thanks.
All right.